Halal private equity methodology adopted by Sharia finance market. In this video, I'll be talking about what I've learned over my years in private equity, buying private businesses, and also what I've learned from great investors like Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, and how we are applying the concepts within private equity and from the greats of business buying, and how we can apply this to the Muslim market. So let's get started with the two types of private equity investing. The first type is the most common, in which what we classify as the roll-up strategy. The roll-up strategy basically focuses on a particular sector, a particular industry, and the private equity firm will go and buy businesses within those. So for example, if a private equity firm wants to focus on opticians, then what they will do is that they will go and buy optician shops, basically optical dispensers shops. For example, let's say Specsavers is the most famous one, so I will use that. They will go around buying up all the Specsavers franchises, and then they will build a group of Specsaver franchises. Now, generally speaking, private equity don't buy franchises, but just because Specsavers is the most well-known one, that's why I use that example. But as we know, there are many private opticians out there in the market, and what private equity would do is that it would buy those private optical businesses. And then, for example, they could focus on a geographic area. So what they could do is that they will say, let's focus on the Midlands, or the West Midlands specifically, and they will go around and buy up all of the opticians within the West Midlands private businesses, and therefore they've created a group, let's say for example, of 20 optician businesses within the West Midlands. Now that they've got this group, the individual business may be making a profit of around, say for example, 200,000, but as they have bought 20 of those businesses, all together, of course, those businesses will be making a profit of 4 million. And now that becomes a very, very valuable group, because they could go and they could sell that to a bigger private equity firm, or maybe to Specsavers themselves. So they would approach Specsavers and say, okay, we've bought all of the private businesses within the West Midlands, or majority of the private businesses within the West Midlands. Do you want to buy, is presented in a certain way, do you want to buy all 20 of those businesses in one go? And Specsavers, being the large company that it is, it would probably have the resources, or at least it can get the resources to purchase all 20 of those in one go. So where you've purchased them for a smaller multiple, let's say for example, a 3 or 4 times multiple of each business, Specsavers, because you've done the work and brought together a valuable group to them, they could pay you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 10 times multiple for those businesses. And you will make the difference between what you've paid versus what Specsavers has purchased it from you. Now, one of the key things also to understand is that as you're buying up these businesses, then of course the profits are going to you as the investor. Whatever you've put in to purchase those businesses is being paid to you on a yearly basis through business profits. So normally the way it's done is that you would only sell the group to, for example, Specsavers, in a way that once all of your money has been paid back. So for argument's sake, to buy all of those businesses, which has a sum total of 4 million of profit, let's say you spent 12 million to purchase all of them, then you would only sell that group to the bigger company once your 12 million has been returned to you through profits. So if you've got 4 million, normally you would wait 3 years to ensure that all of your investment has been paid back. Then whatever you sell it to Specsavers, to the bigger company, then of course that would be 100% profit. The second methodology is what I classify as the Warren Buffett methodology. And this methodology is fantastic. I call it the wonderful business methodology. The reason why I call it the wonderful business methodology is because that's exactly what his saying is that he likes to buy wonderful businesses. And the wonderful business methodology is that you don't need to focus on a particular sector. You don't need to focus on a particular industry, but you will just go and look for wonderful businesses. What is a wonderful business? that's not conversation for this video. But a wonderful business is a certain turnover level, a certain profitability level. Normally the turnover is a very large business or mid-sized business, what's classified as a medium-sized entity at the very least. And it's got a good team, fantastic management team, fantastic operational team, and it's got a good presence within the market. And normally it's got a very specific USP which is not matched by any other business within that industry. Then you would buy that particular business. Now, normally you purchase these businesses for a higher multiple than 3 or 4 because they're wonderful businesses. So you would purchase them for maybe 5 or 6 times profit, which is a lot higher than what you pay for the smaller type businesses, because they have such strong USPs. In any case, you would keep them for a very long period of time and you would never sell them. So Warren Buffett never sells any of the businesses that he purchases because they are wonderful businesses. His methodology is, why would you sell a wonderful business once you've purchased that wonderful business? Because when you sell that wonderful business, you're going to be losing the cash flow of that wonderful business. Basically, you're going to be losing the wonderful cash flow of that wonderful business. And what are you going to invest it in? Something which is less wonderful than what you already had in the first place. So that's just food for thought. And the wonderful business methodology is very, very attractive. It's what we classify as value investing. And me, myself, I'm a value thinker in terms of all of the investments that I want to make, all of the business that I want to purchase, there must be on a value methodology. So what Sharia finance market is going to do is what I've adopted with the group of investors that I'm working with right now is essentially elements of wonderful business, because you need to have some clout or some financial power behind you to be able to purchase businesses, the wonderful businesses, in the way Warren Buffett does. Now, to be perfectly honest, sometimes you can get lucky, and alhamdulillah, with one of the businesses that I purchased, it's a wonderful business. It does, without a doubt, classify within the wonderful business category. But we also purchased it for a price which was very competitive. Normally, a lot of different things need to come together. Some factors need to come together of the seller themselves, the position that the seller is in, the previous owner is in, and also the timing that business comes to market, and also how many other buyers are there. Because of course, if you're one of the only few buyers out there buying these types of businesses, then you have the bargaining power, because as they say, beggars can't be choosers. So the seller can't choose who they can sell to because there is no choice. There's only you as a choice. So Sharia finance market, inshallah, will build together those two concepts. So buying wonderful businesses within a particular industry and building a group in that way. And once you build a group in that way, then you can go and sell that once all the investment has been paid back to investors. And then you can sell that at a multiple. And inshallah, all of the investors can make good money, good return on their money that they've invested. And also they can get a good profit on the money that they've invested too, through owning that wonderful business within a particular industry, rolling it up and then selling it to either a bigger private equity firm or what was classified as a strategic buyer. So a strategic buyer will normally buy something for a good price because they have a strategic advantage to buying that. So this is what two things to think about, inshallah. Sharia finance market, through its equity fund, will be buying businesses using both methodologies brought together. And within the private market, actually, there are not many buyers who can complete on deals. Alhamdulillah. One thing that I have done now is that I've proven to the investors that I work with, the professionals that I work with, that once I embark on a deal, then that deal can go through and it can get closed. One of the key things that sellers normally get frustrated with is that they go through this long process with people who are not serious buyers, or they come across as serious buyers, but they can't complete deals because they don't know how to deal with the solicitors, they don't know how to deal with the accountants. If there's premises, they don't know how to deal with landlords, they don't know how to deal with sellers themselves. Private business is very much about emotion as well as finances. Many times when I approach and I speak to these sellers, then for them, The finances are important without a doubt, because of course, you're not going to give your business away for free. But what's more important is what you can offer them as a buyer. And of course, that's the secret that we don't want to give away in this video, inshallah. Those investors who are interested in buying private businesses with Sharia finance market, then inshallah, when you contact me and we embark on this journey together, then that's the time to divulge that secret and to tell you about how we go around doing these things. In any case, wonderful businesses mixed with the roll-up methodology, inshallah. That's how Sharia finance market will be buying businesses in the very near future. And we want to ensure that Muslims can benefit. Muslims become the owners, ethical. And even if you're non-Muslim, it's an ethical way of doing business. We buy only ethical businesses, completely free from any questionable income, any income from interest. We don't deal with alcohol businesses. We don't deal with gambling businesses or anything which is questionable or can have a harmful impact on society. This is the benefits of Sharia, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has restricted those activities, business activities, which could cause harm to society and harm to individuals. So that's going on to a different topic. Of course, I've got another video regarding Islamic economics explained, and other Islamic economic based videos that you can watch if you want to find out more about the goals of Sharia when it comes down to business. Assalamu alaikum, and I'll see you in the next video.